Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Jose Dominic. I am a software engineer, and in today's video we are going to discuss what are the things that you should do in college if you need to get a high paying job as you get out of college. So I'm a software engineer right now, so these are the things that I think are very important that you need to do while you're studying in college or before you get a job, so that you develop the skills needed to get into a high paying company. For example, Google, Amazon. If you need to get into companies like that, or any other company which pays a good salary, you need to have certain skills. So I'm going to tell you in this video how you can achieve those skills before you get into those jobs while you're still in college. So do these things in your while you are in college, and I guarantee you, your chance to get those high paying jobs will be incredibly higher than the other people who don't do these things. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into the video. So the first thing is your problem solving skills. So when you look into the interviews of these big companies, whichever big company you look, Google, Amazon, or any other high paying company, the first step or one of the steps in their interview is definitely going to be a coding test. And to crack this coding test, those problems are going to be difficult for the average person. They're going to be pretty difficult. So you need to develop the skills to solve these difficult coding problems. So how can you do that? So the best way that you can do is, while you are in college, set aside time to solve coding problems daily. So how can you do that? What I would suggest in one of the previous videos that I made, I suggested Interview Bit. That is a good site, but right now I've learned that something better that you can do is practice problems from a website called LeetCode. So LeetCode has a set of coding problems that are mostly asked by interviews of top software companies, and they have those problems listed out there for free. You can go and solve problems on there for free. So yeah, you should go into LeetCode. I will I will put the link to that website in the description. But one of the better ways that you can solve the problems in LeetCode is, there is another website called NeetCode. So NeetCode, what that guy who created the NeetCode website has done is, he has picked the top 150 problems from LeetCode from different areas, different types of problems, and kind of like it covers all the areas. And if you can solve these 150 problems, it'll kind of give you a great idea how to solve most of the coding problems that are asked by companies. So what I would suggest to you is, go on NeetCode, and there in NeetCode website, the creator has listed out 150 problems in order of difficulty from LeetCode and linked those problems to the LeetCode website. So go to NeetCode, solve those problems in order. I will show you a screenshot right here now in the video. This is how NeetCode looks like. There are 150 problems, so while you are in college, try to solve all these 150 problems before you attend any placements, and I guarantee you will be ahead of 99% of people when it comes to cracking the coding interviews of big tech companies. So very important, guys. This might sound small to you, but if you practice the problems from NeetCode every single day, and as you master these topics, your chance to get into a big company will be really, really big. Yeah, that's the first part. You need to develop high problem solving skills using a programming language of your choice. Yeah, and I forgot to mention the programming language. So what I would suggest for you guys who are beginners to solve these problems, LeetCode problems, is the Python programming language. It's easy to understand, and it will not overwhelm you when you start programming. So very, very important, guys. Master your problem solving skills through coding while you are in college. So that is the first point that I wanted to emphasize on to make you guys a prospective good software engineer while you're still in college. Now coming down to the second point would be, you guys need to develop some hands-on experience in creating projects. So what I would suggest is create a GitHub account. If you don't know what that is, just do a Google search, go in there, create a GitHub account. It's a place where you can store your projects, your software projects, so that it can be displayed to the whole world, whoever you wants to see it. So it's like a showcase of your skills. So create an account on GitHub, and what I would suggest you to learn software development while you're still in college is start with web development. learn to make a website that has both a UI, a front end, and a back end. Make a simple application, something like a to-do list would be good enough, and then host it somewhere. So you need host it on some free platform and host your website out there so that everybody can see it. Create a beautiful front end and a back end, something like a to-do list, like I mentioned, where you can just add entries. It goes to a database, and you can fetch the entries from a database, update the entries in the database. Something simple like that would be enough. And after that, go into more complex projects and put 3 to 4 or 5 projects in your GitHub account. And this shows to the interviewer or whoever is trying to hire you that you have the ability to make real world solutions to real world problems. You have hands-on experience on working on a project on different software frameworks. It shows that you have the experience in these things. So that is the second point, guys. Build some personal projects and some websites, some web applications, and put them on GitHub so that the interviewer or whoever, the company that's trying to hire you, can see your skills out there. So that is the second point. The first point that you need to do in college was master your coding problem solving skills. This is the most important. I would say that that's like 70% of that. That would be, because that would be the first level of most of the big companies interviews. The first level is going to be the coding round. So yeah, make sure you master your coding skills, problem solving, and make sure you do some live projects, which is the second point. And the third point is having a solid knowledge of the fundamental principles of software development. So you will learn, if you are learning BTech in college, and if you chose computer science, you will be learning many subjects, but most of them are not that much useful when you come working for the industry. So I'll be telling you, focus on these subjects that I tell you right now, whether you are in computer science or any other branch of whatever you're learning. Try to have a solid understanding of these subjects that I mentioned right now, because these are the most important topics that you need to have a basic understanding of when you become a software developer. The first one would be data structures and algorithms. So how different data structures are used, how different algorithms are used in programming to solve different problems. So that this part you'll be learning a little bit when you learn to solve the coding problems that I mentioned in point 1. So yeah, that is it. The first one is data structures and algorithms. The second one would be databases. You learn, if you're in computer science, you learn a subject related to databases, relational databases, that is databases containing tables, and learn the fundamentals of how those databases work, the fundamentals of SQL queries, joins, ACID properties, indexing, things like this. Really try to understand what these things are when it comes to databases. And the next subject that I want you guys to learn is networking. So how computer networks connect to each other, how computers connect to each other, how different protocols work, layers of networking, HTTP, what is HTTP protocol, what is HTTPS. Learn these things. So this will be very useful when you come down to the industry. So I have mentioned data structures, I have mentioned databases, then networking. What else? Yes, there will be, if you're in computer science, you will have a subject around operating system, if not learned by yourself. So operating systems, for example, Windows is an example of an operating system. So how operating systems work, how they manage memory, how they manage processes, how they do, what are threads, things like that, how a basic operating system is built and how it works. Try to learn the fundamentals of these things. Very, very important, guys. So the next subject would be cryptography and security. So security is very, very important when you come working for the industry as a software developer. Yeah, very, very important that your software has to be secure. So have an understanding of how basic cryptography works, encryption, symmetric encryption, asymmetric encryption, and what key exchanges, how that happens, TLS, things like this. So make sure that you guys develop an understanding of these fundamentals of cryptography and security when it comes to software systems. I would say, yeah, that's about it, guys. Those are the main subjects that I think you should have a good understanding of in order to be a good developer and to secure a good job in the future once you're out of college. So to summarize, what are the things that we discussed? What are the things that you need to focus on while you are in college apart from your studies? so that you can get a high-paying job. The first one is develop your coding problem skills. Use lead code. Even better, you go to Neat Code and solve those Neat Code 150 problems. Point number two, develop some projects and put them on GitHub. Point number three, learn the fundamental subjects and have a solid understanding of those. And an additional last point is do not go lightly on your studies, because whichever college you're in, if you need to attend the placements of companies, you need to have at least a certain CGPA. So be safe and have at least an 8 CGPA. Try to attain at least an 8 CGPA. You guys can do it if you study well enough. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So CGPA is important, guys, just to get into that job. After that, it's not that important. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. I just want to talk to you guys about it. I had got a comment to make a video in English about how to get a high-paying job. So this is what I think. Hope you guys liked the video. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike. Thank you for watching.